So, let's talk about something that's absolutely crucial for any business idea today, the economic justification of an IT project. This is really the framework that helps you figure out if your big tech idea is a brilliant investment or, a super costly gamble.
Here's how we're going to break it all down. We'll start with the high stakes of it all, then get on the same page about what an IT project even is. After that, we'll get to the main question you've got to ask, walk through the playbook for actually answering it, and finally, we'll see why this whole process is such a game changer for success.
Okay, let's dive right in. Look, IT projects are essential for growing a business, for innovating. We all know that. But let's be real here. They also represent a huge bet for any company, a big gamble.
And they can be totally transformative, right? They can unlock all sorts of new efficiencies, open up new markets, but they almost always demand a serious investment of time, of money, and maybe most importantly, of your best people. So the real question is, how do you know if the payoff is actually going to be worth that price?
You're dealing with constantly shifting markets, new tech popping up every day. There's a ton of uncertainty. And that risk, right there, is exactly why a formal justification process isn't just a bunch of annoying paperwork. It's your compass. It's the tool that helps you navigate all that chaos and actually steer the project toward a win.
So, to even begin to justify a project, we first have to agree on what an IT project really is. What are we actually talking about when we use that term?
At its heart, you can just think of it as a temporary mission. It's got a super specific, tech-focused goal. There's a clear start line, a clear finish line, and it's all designed to get one particular thing done.
And every single project, I don't care if it's a massive system overhaul or just a simple little app, is a really delicate balancing act between all of these different elements. You let one of them slip and the whole thing can just get thrown way off course.
All right, to make this all a bit more concrete, take it out of theory and into the real world, let's follow an example. Let's say a company wants to build a brand new grocery delivery app from scratch.
Now this is where a big, kind of fuzzy idea like, let's build an app, gets real. It becomes a clear, manageable plan. You can see the specific goal, exactly who's involved, and you've got those hard limits on time and money right there in black and white.
And this timeline? It's the roadmap. It lays out the step-by-step path from that first spark of an idea all the way to a product that's ready for the market. Each phase has its own purpose, its own deadline. It creates a really clear path for the whole team to follow.
Okay, so with the project all defined, we've arrived at it. The single most important question you have to ask yourself before anyone writes a single line of code.
This is the formal process for answering that one huge question. Is this project a smart bet? It's really where you get down to it and weigh what you're going to spend against what you hope to get back.
And at the end of the day, every bit of analysis, every number you crunch, every report you write, it is all designed to answer this one fundamental question. It's the North Star that guides every decision you make.
So let's get into the how. What are the actual steps in this playbook? How do you get a reliable answer to that big question?
It really boils down to these 4 key tasks. They're the foundation. You have to understand your costs, what your benefits are, what could go wrong, and of course, what your other options are.
And listen, this is so important. You have to look beyond just the dollars and cents. Of course, financial benefits like more profit are vital, but those non-financial gains, like better customer satisfaction or a stronger brand, in the long run, those can be just as valuable, if not more so.
Now, to measure those financial benefits, we use a few key indicators. You've probably heard of ROI, right? Return on investment. It basically just tells you how much profit you're going to make for every single dollar you spend. Pretty straightforward. Then you've got something like NPV, net present value. Sounds a little more complicated, but it's really just a way of calculating a project's total value in today's money, which is super helpful. These metrics just boil everything down into clear numbers so you can compare different projects, apples to apples.
So, after all this work, you've done the analysis, the forecasting, the planning. What's the actual payoff? Why is going through this process so incredibly important?
Well, first, and this is the big one, it moves you away from guesswork and gut feelings and into making decisions based on data. You get to replace "I think this will work" with "the data shows this will work." Second, it helps you put your most valuable and limited resources to their best use. We're talking about your money, your time, and your people's talent. This makes sure they're focused where they'll have the biggest impact.
Third, it basically acts as an early warning system. It's like a smoke detector for financial trouble.
By thinking through the risks ahead of time, you can come up with plans to manage them before they blow up into huge, costly problems.
And finally, it just creates incredible clarity for everyone involved, from your investors all the way down to your own team. When everybody can see the logic and the numbers behind a decision, it builds trust and a real sense of confidence for the entire project.
Look, economic justification isn't some barrier that's trying to stop innovation. It's the blueprint. It's what ensures your great ideas don't just stay ideas, but that they actually become successful, impactful realities. It truly is the first and most important step in building something that's meant to last.